What's going on, folks? So I'm super duper excited here. The band Leverage is back. They have a new song here called All Seeing Eye. I love their previous album. I've been looking forward to new material. And this is the first song, to my knowledge, that features a new vocalist after the incredibly tragic passing of Kimmo Blum. Man, he had such a great voice. He killed it on that last album, the previous album. He was just incredible. And I was so depressed when I heard of his passing. So yeah, it's incredibly unfortunate. But they got a new vocalist here, and they're back with new material. Very excited to see what they've been up to musically and what have you. So yeah, without further ado, let's just get into this, shall we? Rangers, go.
Got
Yeah, that song was epic. I mean, it was awesome. It's such a cool sound. I mean, it really was like an infusion of various kind of styles and what have you to create, something that sounded so cool and unique. I mean, some of the things that I picked up as far as sounds or styles was like a combination of kind of like a 80s and 90s melodic heavy power metal kind of style infused with a bit of a 70s 80s kind of prog metal, like epic prog metal vibes. And then even in spots there was a touch, in my opinion, of like a 70s southern rock kind of vibe, and all combined with a modern production and all that stuff to create something really, really cool, that I just thoroughly enjoyed. It's incredibly impressive, and I loved it. I mean, I really, really loved this song. And just the epic scope and scale of it, as far as the structure and the songwriting and whatnot. So cool. So cool. It was just a pleasure to listen to it and kind of traverse the song as a listener, and be taken on this journey. One thing I truly loved was the main guitar riff. Oh, it was so good. It's so groovy, and I mean, I just loved that leading guitar riff, and then some of the other elements they threw in there with it just made it pop even more. But just that main riff, just so good. I loved it. It really kind of captured the vibe of the entire song, just really in that single riff, which I thought was so cool. And the way it kept kind of falling back to it just awesome, awesome, awesome. And then, you have like the elements where it's kind of like an acoustic guitar going, in the vibe of that riff, like kind of the melody of that riff, without like the kind of hard hitting, heavier nature of the main riff with the electric guitar, but just done on acoustic so beautifully. And then you throw in the violin, which I'll talk about that violin in a bit. And then kind of like the choir sounds. That's so good. Just the vibe was awesome. And this whole song just really has such a cool vibe. It just, again, in the melodies of the music and then the vocals, it just feels like this epic journey, which I thought was so cool. So, yeah, I mean, you have that main riff, and then you have the guitars and whatnot. The guitars, yeah. I mean, and you got guitars in there too, yeah. What a goof, but you get the verses and whatnot, and that's when the vocals kind of come in, and he comes right out the gate just so strong, with his voice and commanding the song, and just really awesome. And then you get the chorus, and the chorus really grew on me over time, because I would say it's not like your kind of standard chorus where it really goes for just this kind of catchy melody and things like that. It falls well within the vibe of the rest of the song, where it still feels kind of like this story being told, or this epic kind of story being told and unraveling throughout the song, throughout the shifting structure and musicality of the song. And so at first I was like, this sounds cool, but it wasn't really anything that it jumped out where it's like, oh man, this is really going to get stuck in my head, or something like that. But the more I heard it, the more I got engrossed with it, and again, the more that it felt so much a part of the rest of the song, and I just enjoyed it so much for that aspect. It's like after you hear it the first time, and then you hear it some more, you're not looking for a traditional chorus anymore. You're just so again, just engrossed with the rest of the song that the chorus it lands even better the more that you hear it. It hits harder the more that you hear it, which I thought was just awesome, the way that they did that. And then of course you get like the solos and stuff. But now let's talk about that violin. glorious. Oh, man, it's so glorious. When it first came in there, I was like, oh, wow, this is awesome. And it gets moments to really, really shine, which I thought was so cool, which, if I'm not mistaken, like in the bridge, there's a part where the riffs, like the music kind of picks up, the tempo, the drums are kind of kicking, and the violin's going. Man, just so good. I just wanted to jump up and do a little jig, to this the music. It's so good. And yeah, the solo, the guitars in the solo and the bridge was insane. And again, you throw that violin in there, it's incredible, incredible. I love that sound. And then also, again, in spots you have that kind of choir chiming in, which just enhances the overall sound. And I thought it was so cool because they achieved such an epic and grand scope and scale without like symphonics, like just really going everywhere and really raising the song up, with an epic symphonic orchestral kind of stuff. Sure, you have like the violin, but the violin is very grounded. And so the whole song, they just crafted this thing with just kind of like the guitars and drums and bass and all that, and then the violin, which again, the violin was relatively grounded. It wasn't shooting for the moon or anything. But just with the overall sound, the riffs, the melodies, and the structure of the song, it just creates such an epic scale that I thought was so cool, how they were able to achieve that. And the way it was all laid out was just brilliant. And again, then ending with kind of the acoustic guitar and the violin, and then the little choir is so neat. It just kind of, it feels like a fitting into this song. And yeah, I mean, the vocals and the chorus and the vocals in general, what a voice, what a great, powerful kind of voice. And his delivery really also contributes massively to the epic scale, because he's coming in there like just hitting hard, with the delivery of his voice. Sounds so strong, and he's putting so much like emotion into it. It just fits within the scope of the song, and with the way the music is designed to just keep that epic feel present at all times, even vocally. So just did a phenomenal job. The musicianship was killer, and the songwriting just genius. I mean, the structure and the execution of this song was so cool, and it really, like I said, it was kind of an infusion of multiple styles, but it really kind of harkens back to, I would say, the overall feel was very much kind of that epic, story based, like 70s 80s kind of prog metal sort of vibe, but with a heavy dose of the kind of 80s 90s heavy power metal and whatnot, and some other things thrown in for good measure, with a modern touch that just created something so cool. So yeah, really, really loved this song. I'm super impressed and super excited that Leverage is back. I really hope they have an album on the horizon. And I was excited when I heard they're back and dropped a new single, and now I'm even more excited because, I mean, they just killed it with this song. Just so cool. So, yeah, anywho, I'll stop gushing about this song, but I'm just so impressed. Let me know, folks, in the comments down below, what do you think of this song here? Are you super excited that Leverage are back? Let's talk about it in the comments, and I'll catch you next time. Ranger out.